Well, heidi-ho there. I am Caleb Jones, and this is the Unchained CEO. Location-independent income through your own location-independent business that you own and control, that sets you free from your corporate soul-killing 9-to-5 job or stupid gigs that you have to do. And or moving out and moving to a less bad country, or at least setting up an at least setting up an international backup plan so you have somewhere to go when your current Western country collapses in your lifetime, which it will, and do all these things, set up all these things for very little money, because these things don't cost money. Today, we're going to discuss a very important topic, a topic that is near and dear to my heart, is how to make $10,000 a month starting from zero as fast as humanly possible. I'm going to go through specific how-to techniques and details on how to do this. I will do this very soon. I'm going to do it right now. But I'll start on the content in a few minutes as people file in. Let me check a few screens here. One moment. Actually, no, we don't want to do that. 1 second here, 1 second here. I have to change my timer. We're not doing marketing more. Now we're doing content creation. There we go. I track all my time, so I have to make sure that I update my timer stuff appropriately. I did something over the weekend. Before we get to the content, we'll start the content in a few minutes. I did something over the weekend that I don't do anymore and that I promised I would do very rarely, but I went and actually saw a movie in the movie theater. I'm here in Paraguay, and so the way it works in Paraguay is that most movies, not all of them, most movies are in English, but they have Espanol subtitles. So it's great. I can go see movies here. Same thing in Dubai. When I live in Dubai, I see movies there. When I see movies in the movie theater, which is rare, they have Arabic. They speak in English, but they have Arabic subtitles. And it's nice in Dubai because it's not Arabic. It looks like a scribble. It's not Western words, Western characters like Espanol. So Espanol, sometimes I was going down and reading the Espanol because I'm trying to learn Spanish or learn more in Spanish. So that was a little jarring. But anyway, I saw Alien Romulus, and Alien Romulus reminded me why I don't see movies anymore. Alien Romulus was, you can picture a beautiful painting made by an artist who really knows what he's doing, and it's a beautiful painting that's very painted that was really true to what it's supposed to be. And then you picture like a Hollywood executive, like a millennial Hollywood executive who went to Harvard, who's like 32 years old, he doesn't know anything about movies. And he goes to the pen, he goes, yeah, this needs to be improved. This is wrong. And he takes a bunch of dog shit, scoops it up off the dirt, and he smears it over the painting. And he goes, oh, that's much better. Good. And then he leaves. And then a left-wing, purple-haired, woke DEI feminist walks in and goes, it's too racist. This needs to be changed. So she takes a bunch of cat shit and she smears it on the painting. And she goes, ah, perfect. Good. And so you see the painting and you're like, you had a wonderful painting here and you fucked it up. Why'd you do this? It's so sad. But hi, Caleb. We do another joint venture soon with Vadim about crypto liquidity farming. Are you Vadim? If he wants to, sure. I have a number of crypto things planned in the next few months. Shine, sweet freedom, shine your light on me. I agree with you. The first 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes of Romulus were great. They're great. They're great. Very good. Almost perfect. Reminded me of Terminator Genesis, not Dark Fate. That whole movie was trash. Terminator Genesis, if you remember that way back then. The first 35 minutes of Terminator Genesis are great. They're great. I've rewatched the first 35 minutes of that movie, and then you turn on. As soon as they kill the T-1000, so it's great for 35. Like, this is great. I remember watching the theater. This is, oh my God, this is great. A good Terminator movie? Holy shit. And then as soon as they kill the T-1000 and they go into that cavern and Arnold Schwarzenegger is like, I have created a time machine from 1980s technology. I'm like, no. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, God. I love you. Why are you abusing my love, Hollywood? That was many years ago before it all changed. That was pre-2017. It's just so sad. It's not sad anymore. I've accepted it a long time ago, but years ago it was sad. Caleb, how on average, how long does it take the average person to make 10K a month? The average person doesn't make 10K a month and never does it. The average person watches this content and goes, this is cool, and they don't do anything. So that's what the average person does. So you have to actually do this. You could get to 10K a month in 6 to 8 months. You can do it. I've seen people do it. Otherwise, it'll take you about a year. You do everything in this, you can get it really quick. Not tomorrow, not next month, okay? Not 2 or 3 months. I mean, unless something weird happens. Several months, you can do it. You can do it. And let's say it takes you 2 years of hard work to get to 10K a month. Okay, you take your current age, you add 2, and now you make $10,000 a month the rest of your life. Is that a good investment in time? Yeah. I'll talk more about that as we go along. I'm an introvert. I'm an extrovert working 9 to 5, working on a location-independent business on the side. Work is 2-hour commute per day. Ooh, you say too far. I agree with you. God, that's often. Can barely focus at home. How do I get things done for 9 to 5 at LI business? What you should do is you don't go home. When you have that weird scenario, I imagine you live with other humans, right? You live with other people. You don't live alone. So what you should do is after work, and I've done things like this in my history when I lived with people, after work, after 5 p.m., instead of going home in rush hour traffic, you bring your laptop or your tablet or whatever you got, whatever you hopefully have something you can bring with you to work. You go to a Starbucks or a library and you go work there for 2 hours by yourself in a quiet environment. Put on some headphones. I wear these headphones. Here are my headphones that I wear every day when I work. These are Bose $300 headphones, no canceling. Get a good pair of headphones. I wear these all day when I work, when I'm doing deep work. And then you work for 2 hours and then you go home. Then you have less traffic, takes less time to go home. That's what you do. Or something like that. What are the benefits of having both foreign residencies and passports as opposed to just foreign residencies? Passport is part of your backup plan. Passport is an insurance policy. I am right this moment, right now, working on my extra 2 passports. I'm doing stuff right now. I can't talk about it, but I'm doing it right now. It's an insurance policy. What happens if something horrible happens with your current country? That's what it is. Having a second passport is an insurance policy. Having residencies is a minimum requirement to having a backup plan. That's just a minimum requirement to have at least another residency outside of your current country. You don't need extra passports, but if you want hardcore insurance for the rest of your life, just not have to worry about any of this shit, you need extra passports. I only have at the moment my American passport. That makes me uncomfortable. I'm exposed to a number of problems. Odds are overwhelming, which will happen in our future. And that is you too. If you're an American and you only have American citizenship, or if you're only Canadian, you only have Canadian citizenship, or in UK, you only have UK citizenship, that's dangerous. Now, it's okay if you have other residencies. Most of you only even have that. All right, a few more questions. We got to start with the content here. Can you tell us more about your real estate investments? No, I cannot. Do you own real estate in Paraguay, Mexico, Dubai, or any of your flags? Not Dubai, because that'd be a violation of 5 flags. So I can't really talk about my real estate. Sorry. Do you think the slaves that were freed right after the Civil War should have gotten reparations? No, I do not. Considering the slaves that were freed after the Civil War, those slaves? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's a really interesting question. I have to think about that. Damn, you're honest. Most of these guys online sell a get-rich-quick scheme. Salute to you. Yeah, I'm part of my personal code, which I talk about in the book, The Unchained Man. I can't lie to you. I can't tell you something that I know is false. I can be sarcastic. I can refuse to answer questions. I just refused to answer a question, didn't I? I'm really good at not answering questions. I'm amazing at that. But I can't say something to you that I know isn't true. I can guess. No, there's no such thing as a get-rich-quick scheme. That's bullshit. It's just and nothing I sell is get-rich-quick. But it's get-rich statistically probable. That's true. That's what we're going to talk about today. This, if you do this, the odds are overwhelming you will get rich eventually. That is true. Get rich 90% within X number of years. That's a fact. But get rich quick is no. I didn't get rich quick. I'm not rich. At least I don't consider myself rich. For all of your cards and IDs, what kind of wallet do you put them in? And where do you put the wallet in the Tortuga? So it's this wallet right here. It's that, I don't know what you call it. Hang on, I'll go get it. Hang on, I'll show you. Because I've been asked this before. Hang on a moment. All right. It's this thing. I don't know what this is called. It's one of those minimalist wallets. So I just have my cards in here. And I usually don't have this many cards because I was in the UK and the United States and Dubai and Paraguay on this one trip. So I have a bunch of extra cards here. Usually I have 1/3 of these cards. This is my wallet. That's all I have. I don't carry cash, with rare exception. All right. One more question. And we gotta get started here. I have the option to work from home and avoid the 2-hour commute. Then why don't you do that? But I barely get anything done at home. Same thing. Pick up your laptop or your work. You don't work at home when you live with the other humans. That's stupid. Okay. You pick up your laptop and you go work at a library all day. I've done this. It's great. Should I figure out where the fuck WFH? I don't know what that is. Or rent somewhere else? Yes. 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 Okay. Here we go. Let's talk about how to make $10,000 a month as quickly as humanly possible. This is a very doable goal for you. I'm going to talk about mindset in a second. All right. How to get to 10K per month as fast as possible. Why did I choose $10,000 a month as a specific number? Why didn't I choose $5,000 a month? Hey, Caleb, don't you have about $85,000 a year minimum Alpha 2.0 income, blah, blah, blah? Yes, that's about $7,000 a month. Why did I choose that? Why did I choose $25,000 a month? Did I choose 10,000 because 10,000 is an easy number? No. $10,000 a month, and I have mentioned this in the past before. I'm going to get into great detail about this now. $10,000 is a magical number in terms of income. It is. What's the next slide? Yeah. So, I'll just put the next slide up. For several years, I heard a bunch of online money gurus and internet gurus and business internet gurus and those guys, you know all the names, right? They would mention that when you hit $10,000 a month, something magical happens to your income and your income just skyrockets from there. And they said the goal is to get to 10,000 a month, not 100,000 a year, not 85,000 a year, not 5,000 a month. You want to get to 10,000 a month because then your income just goes crazy. And they all said this over and over again. It only happens at 10,000 a month, they said. And I listened to them over the last several years and I went, well, that's bullshit. That's not true. You don't have to get to 10,000 a month to ensure you make a lot of money. You can get to anything. That's why 10,000. That's bullshit. But then, this is where I'm kind of stupid. I thought back on my own experience, my own evolution, my own income. And I thought back on my own income, and this is what happened to me. And again, I've mentioned this before, but I haven't gone into detail about it. Many of you know I hit six-figure income when I was 27 years old in 1990, in the 90s. 1990, whenever I was 27. So 1999, 98, somewhere in the late 90s. When $100,000 a year was a lot of money. Today, $100,000 a year isn't shit. Today, $100,000 a year is middle class. And if you live in a big city like New York or London, and or if you have children, $100,000 a year, that's all you make, literally $100,000, not $300,000, $100,000 a year, that's lower middle class. So $100,000 a year isn't that much anymore. But back in the 90s, when I was making it at age 27 as a guy who never went to college and never graduated high school, that was a lot of money. Pretty impressive. And that was my goal for a long time. And so for 10 years, that had been my goal from age 18 to 28. So when I was 18 years old in high school, I said, I make $100,000 a year by age 28. It was my big goal in my 20s, was to make $100,000 a year. And I focused on that goal throughout my entire 20s. And I hit the goal a year early. When I was 27, I read about this by books. Awesome. And $100,000 a year, and I danced around my office. It was very exciting. Now, here's the problem. I didn't have a mission back then. I just had goals. I talk about in my other channel, I talk about the importance of having a mission, something that is beyond your goals. It's the rest of your life, the meaning behind your whole life, not just your goals. I didn't have that. I just had $100,000 a year, and then I'm rich. Yay. That's all I had. So, and I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, what happened was when I hit $100,000 a year in income, how much is that per month? $100,000 a year is what? 8,000, right? 8,000 a month or so, right? If my math is correct. If my math is wrong, you guys correct me. Well, let's do some fucking math. Hang on. I want to get the math right. Let's do some fucking math, bro. $100,000 a year. I'm going to get this exact. Divided by 12. $8,333 a month. Okay. All right. Great. Cool. Okay. So is that $10,000 a month? No. $100,000 a year is not $10,000 a month. It's not. It's up there. It's not. Okay. When I talk about $85,000 a year, minimum income for a long-term happiness for most humans, 85. That's about $7,000 a month, right? So I hit this $100,000 a month goal, making about $8,000-ish a month. Okay. And what happened to me is that I languished at the $100,000 a year level for many years. So for many years, one year I'd make $103,000, then I'd make $99,000, then I'd make $108,000, then I'd make $104,000. I would make between like $98,000 and what was the highest? Like 113. So between like $98,000 and $113,000. I was in that zone for several years. I'm like, well, fuck. Can I make more? And I didn't know what was going on. So finally, I made the decision years later to go for the big money and or go for more than that. And I finally, after busting my ass, because I had my mindset all configured wrong. My mindset was configured for location dependent, work 70 hours a week, have employees. It's a very standard business model, the opposite of what I teach today. Make $100,000 a year. That's all I ever need. Well, that's stupid. Okay. And so I had to rejigger my brain a little bit. I made $10,000 a month. Okay. And as soon as I started making $10,000 a month, my income immediately shot to $22,000 a month. I didn't hang out at the $10,000 a month level at all. I hit 10,000, my income went like this, boom. I did a live stream about a year ago when I was in Mexico where I showed my income. Like I would plateau and then spike and then plateau and then spike and then plateau. And that didn't start till I hit 10,000 a month. So when I hit 10,000 a month, instead of languishing there forever like I did at 8,000 a month, my income shot up to like, if I can remember the numbers, went from 10,000 to like 20, 21 or 22, like really fucking fast. Then it went to 26,000 a month. Then it went to 29,000 a month. Then it went to 30 something a month. Now it's more. So 10K a month. Guess what? There is something magical about 10K a month. Now, here's how this works. Is this on the next slide? Hang on. I forget what I said. No, not yet. Okay, hang on. Here's why this is important. Here's how this works. I've talked about this a lot. You have your conscious mind in the front of your brain and your subconscious mind in the back of your brain. Okay. Your life is run by your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind. Right now, the brain, the person that I'm talking to, the person who's consuming this, listening to my sound, my voice, who's typing a comment, that's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind, you're not aware, but your conscious mind is what runs your life. What happens when you hit $10,000 a month? Because 10,000 is a significant number in our culture. It's just a nice, round, cool sounding number. When you hit $10,000 a month, something happens to your subconscious that doesn't happen under 10,000 a month. Your subconscious says, when you make 10,000 a month, your subconscious finally says, hey, I'm good at making money. And now for the first time, your subconscious is on your side. When you make 5,000 a month or 7,000 a month or 8,000 a month, you can consciously say, hey, I make a lot of money. And your subconscious goes, yeah. And who runs your life? Your subconscious. So for those many years that I languished at 8,000 a month, I would say, I'm successful. I make a lot of money. I make 100,000. Now again, this was in the 90s when 100,000 was a lot of money. Back when I was in my 20s. Today, 100,000. But you get my point. I would say, yay, I'm successful. I'm a successful consultant and I make a lot of money. Woo! And then my subconscious go, yeah. So it's fighting my subconscious. Once I hit 10,000 a month, my subconscious said, holy shit, yeah, you're right. We are good at this. Let's go. And then I made way more money. And that's what happens. I know a lot of guys and a few women in the business world where they can tell you that exact same story, the exact same story. As soon as they hit 10,000 a month, their income hockey sticked. It went boom. They didn't just sit around. I have not met, I'm sure someone's out there in the world, I'm sure statistically this exists, but I have not met a person who makes $10,000 a month And that's what they make for years and years. They make 10,000 a month, years and years and years on it. I've never seen it. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure someone's saying, well, I do. Okay. Exceptions every rule. Whereas I know a lot of people who make 9,000 a month for a long time, 8,000 a month, 7,000 a month, 4,000 a month, 5,000 for like 25 years. And I was on that path until I snapped myself out of it. That's how important this number is. Now, I'll give you some examples from my life. Some of you know my other channel, Alpha Male 2.0. I went from when I was 35, I'm 52 now, I'm old. A long time ago, when I was 35, 36 years old, I was out of a divorce. I was a divorced, dorky, beta male dad. And my goal was to date really super attractive women and a lot of them and be non-monogamous and have several women in my life all at the same time. What I live now, basically. And so I went from divorced, dumbass, beta male dad, 10 years out of experience dating anyone, to a guru level pickup artist dude, hooking up with like 18-year-old girls and like, you know, hot chicks. And this is before sugar daddy game, no money involved, within 2 years. Now, the reason that worked is because in 2 years, I remember when this happened, in about a year and a half, 2 years, after a lot of work, my subconscious said, hot girls like me. This is easy. I'm good at getting laid with hot chicks. My subconscious said this. My conscious didn't say that. My subconscious said that. And then from then on, my woman life completely took off. If you watch my other channel, you know what kind of life I live today. It's insanity. I live a better life in terms of my woman life than like rock stars and billionaires, literally. But it's all because of my subconscious. That's what it is. There's only one reason, this is me, I'm talking about my personal example, sort of how the subconscious works. You have your own challenges and successes. Everyone's different. But for me, there's only one reason I am not 14% body fat. I'm a little more than that. There's only one reason. It has nothing to do with my metabolism. It has nothing to do with my upbringing. It has nothing to do with, like, Kayla, you do the carnivore diet. It has nothing to do with intermittent fasting. It has nothing to do with exercise every day. It has nothing to do with that shit. There's only one reason. In my case, it's my subconscious mind is saying, how come why not eat pizza? Why not have mac and cheese? Who cares? You make tons of money. You got a bunch of hot women who don't care about how much you weigh. None of your customers care how much you weigh. You're very healthy. You're very active. You're a happy guy. Why not eat some mac and cheese? Go ahead. That's my subconscious. So I'm battling my subconscious in this area, this one area of my life. The other areas, my subconscious is aligned. But in this one area, there's some conflict. Now, my subconscious is much better at this than it was 5 years ago. Much better. 5 years ago, it said, eat all you want, whenever you want, binge eat whenever you want, it'll be fine. It doesn't say that now. It doesn't say anything like that now. So thank God. I have people in my family who are 400 plus pounds, including a sister. So this is how important the subconscious mind is. So when you make $10,000 a month, you are convincing the big boss, your subconscious mind, that you are good at making money. Okay? That's why this is so important. If you want to make the big money, now before I go to the specific steps, one piece to this. There's a percentage of you, maybe a decent percentage of you, listen to the sound of my voice, we're like, I don't want to make $10,000 a month. I thought you said $85,000 is okay. Fine. If you don't want to make more than $10,000 a month, if you want to make $10,000, fine. You can not worry about any of this. But there is a significant percentage of you who want to make way more than $85,000 a year. You want to go after the big money. You're like me. Great, you should do this. If you've made the decision that you only want to make, $7,000 a month or whatever, $85,000 minimum income, that's fine with me. Go ahead. Go with God. Wonderful. You need at least $7,000 a month. $85,000 a year is minimum for long-term happiness. Go read my books. There's a lot of empirical scientific data behind this. If your goal is to make $4,000 a month or $5,000 a month, you will never be happy long-term. That's a stupid decision. You need to make at least $7,000 a month. That's $85,000. But if that's all you want, great. You can take bits and pieces from this presentation if you choose. If you want to make $10,000 a month or a hell of a lot more, and some of you are already making this money. I love you guys. Some of you are on your way to making this money. I know a lot of you who are on your way. You're almost there. Great. Get this done. And then you'll see what happened to me. What'll happen to you is what happened to me. You'll hit 10,000 and then you'll go boom, 18,000 a month. And you'll go boom, 26,000. You'll be like, what the fuck? That's what happens when you hit that 10,000. I've seen it many times. It happened to me. All right. Okay. Is there any questions on that specifically here? I'll come back to the rest. Charlie Munger quote on making your first 100K. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I remember that, right? With 100K in 1999, that would be 188,000 in 2024. Yeah, probably actually more than that. How old were you when you made that 10K a month? I don't remember. Good question. I didn't track my income in that detail back then. Oh, probably my guess would be 6 years plus 27. So 33-ish, somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. What if I want to make 10,000 pounds a month, a day, not per month? What's your growth hack? No one has a growth hack for that. You just get to work. You can make $10,000 a day. I know guys who do it. It's fine. You just better get to work. I hope you're going to work hard. You're going to work hard and not have very much other aspects to your life. You want to make that kind of money. All right. Here are the specific steps to going from $0 to $10,000 a month. Step 1, and a lot of this is mindset. Can you guys read that? That seems small on my screen. Why does that seem so small? Oh, well, I'll verbally state it. You need to make 100% firm, do or die decision to make $10,000 a month. I think about this quote from Robert Downey Jr. I think about this a lot in terms of my weight loss and dieting and things like that. Very important quote, at least in my opinion. He said, he was being interviewed years ago when he had his drug problems. And I think, God, it may have even been Oprah who asked him this question. Someone asked this question. They said something like, how hard is it to get off drugs? How hard of that was that for you to do? And he said something that I thought was very, very interesting. If you know Robert Downey Jr.'s history, this guy was on drugs for like his entire childhood, for like 20 years. He would go to prison, and then they'd be out and he would do more drugs, go back to jail, and then he'd get out and do more and go back. It was awful for him. Pre-Iron Man, his life was a fucking mess. I mean, he was a hardcore drug addict. He's lucky he's not dead. And so here is his answer. Really interesting. I mean, I think about this a lot. He said, getting off drugs is easy. And the interviewer's like, what? It's like, it's easy. Getting off drugs is easy. It's very simple. It's very easy. He said, making the decision to get off drugs, that's hard. Really think about that. That applies to your income. That applies to you doing 5 flags and stop getting addicted to politics and thinking Trump's going to save you. That applies for my other channel, you guys, your woman life, your dating life, your relationship life. That applies to losing weight in my case. Is it hard to lose weight? I've known people who lost 70 pounds in 6 months and they kept it off forever. It was easy for them. Right? And you know people like that too. Maybe you are like that. So losing the weight's easy. It's the decision to do what is necessary to lose the weight. That's hard. So what you need to do, and I'll be honest, most of you are not going to make this decision. The vast majority, I hate to say this, I hate this part of human nature, but I'm being honest and being transparent about this. The majority of you listening to the sound of my voice are never going to make this decision. You just say, that'd be awesome. I made 10K a month, and you'll never do it because you're not going to make a decision. To do the things necessary, I got 8 steps to do. They're all going to be, they take time, they take effort. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass. Sometimes they're frustrating. Sometimes they're scary. You got to do them, and then you'll make 10K a month. In the 90-day Business Builder program, one thing I say in the very first session of that program, every time I do the first session when a new group's coming in, what I say is, and Jeff says this, Billy says this, Cliff says this, all of us in the 90-day Business Builder, we say this, and I say this certainly. Hey, new people in 90-day Business Builder, over the next 90 days, there are going to be some things you're going to do that are going to make you scared and make you uncomfortable. That's coming. Be aware of it. And that's okay. Our job in this program is to push you over that hump. So even though you're scared, we're going to push you over that mountain, push you over that hill, so you get that scary part done so you get to the money. So you have to know that there's going to be shit you're going to have to do that you're not going to do. And if you're one of those people where, I just want to go to my stupid job and come home and watch Netflix and jerk off the porn and smoke some weed and go to bed and not worry about this stuff and think Trump will save me, and that's how you want to live your life, great. That's fine. I'm an individualism absolutist almost. So do whatever you want, but you have to make the decision. I made the decision when I was a very young man because I grew up in an environment where I wasn't poor, but we were very, very financially strapped. Most of you know my story, okay? And it drove me crazy. And I said, when I grow up, I'm going to have fucking money. I am not going to live like this. I hate being poor. I hated it. So I made the decision. I don't care how hard I got to fucking work. I am not going to be poor. I'm not going to stress out about my bills and stress out about taxes and stress out if I lose my job like everyone else and stress out about, oh, it costs so much to raise kids. I'm not going to stress about this stuff. I want money. The decision I made after my divorce in 2007, when I was 35 years old, I made the decision. I am not going to go through life thinking about sex all the time and wishing that someday I could have a hot girl maybe, and oh, I probably won't, and lusting over women when I see a pretty girl. I could never have that. I am not going to live like that. I'm going to have sex with hot girls, a lot of them. And I don't care how hard I got to work, how much. And I worked hard those 2 years. My God, most of you know that story too. I documented on my blogs, my books, and all that stuff. I made the decision. You have to make the decision to go through the pain and suffering, or at least the inconvenience. It's not pain, but the inconvenience and the bullshit to get to your $10,000 a month. And trust me, it's worth it. I make many multiples of $10,000 a month. It's worth it. So you make that decision. Whatever you got to do. For me, what it was is pain. I want to avoid this pain. I don't want to be poor. I have some other future pain. I don't want to be old and poor. I have that fear too. I've talked about this where when I went to high school, me and my friend Frank, when we were seniors in high school, we would go get fast food cheeseburgers every day for lunch because we were 18. You can eat like that when you're 18. But we were physically active too. And I would order my double cheeseburger, my little, and the woman who gave us our order in the drive-through, this is back in like 1989, okay? She was this old lady. And I was horrified. I was, oh my God, she's this old lady. She's worked her whole life to fucking work at Burgerville or McDonald's. And I was terrified. And that stuck with me. And since I've met people who were old and had no money. If you're young and have no money, that's one thing. Old and have no money, you're fucked. I don't want to be one of those people. So that's my thing. All right. Why do you want it? I have in my new version of the Unchained Man, I talk about making a vision, writing out your perfect life. So you can't say, I want to make a lot of money. I want to be a millionaire. Why? What do you want to buy? I know exactly what I want. I have an income goal for me. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I have a very specific number in my head. It's a monthly income number. It's not 10,000 a month. It's a lot more than that. And I have this in my head. I know exactly how I'm going to live and where that money is going to go when I achieve that objective. Then I visualize it. I have a whole spreadsheet on it. I know exactly what my life's going to look like. I get very excited about this. You make a list of what you want, just like I talked about. What pain are you trying to avoid? So I just told you my pain. I'm terrified, irrationally probably, of being old and poor. I am also a little concerned about the collapse of the Western world, the takeover of AI, which could be good or could be horrible. I'm concerned about these things. And I've said many times, if you are wealthy, if you've got millions of dollars, you'll be fine. Who did I say is going to survive or thrive during the collapse? Two categories of people. People who are rich. That means you're worth $10 million or more, preferably 30 million or more, but 10 million probably do it. Or people who are hyper flexible. And the people who are the best off are both. You have both those things. That's my deal. Hyper flexible, and you've got millions of dollars. You'll be fine. I have something coming in terms of content in the next few months. It'll be my next book. I'm going to talk about that in greater detail. If you were at the London seminar I did a few weeks ago, I talked about what I'm going to talk about in a few months. So what are you trying to avoid? Tony Robbins has said this. He said it 30 years ago. We will spend more time to avoid pain than to gain pleasure. So sometimes for these goals, I want this fun thing, but I'm also trying to avoid this bad thing. And the avoid the bad thing sometimes gives you more motivation than I want the good thing. When I was setting my woman goals 20 years ago, when I was a beta male, it wasn't that I want a pretty girlfriend. It wasn't that. It was like, I don't want to live the rest of my life as a beta male where I see like beautiful actresses or hot Instagram girls, and I sit there like this, like most guys goes, I wish I could have that. I never will. I'll just jerk off then. I didn't want to live like that. That was terrifying to me. So that I was a move away from objective. Okay. So use that for your financial life. So very important. Step 2. The next thing is And a lot of you are already saying this or thinking this right now. I know you are, and you know who you are. I could never make $10,000 a month. I'm an idiot. Why would anyone pay me $10,000 a month? I'm stupid. I never went to college. Why would I'm just an accountant. Why would anyone pay me $10,000 a month? I'm an auto mechanic. Why would anyone pay me $10,000 a month? So now the second step mentally is you have to realize you can make $10,000 a month. And I know for a fact you can. You know why I know for a fact you can? The world is full, and I have met many, 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 many of these people. The world is full of total fucking idiots who make $10,000 a month or more. Fucking morons. And I've said this many times. Nothing will piss you off like a man, if you're a man, or if you're a woman, same thing, a woman. Someone you meet who makes more money than you, who's dumber than you. Because I had that experience many times in my past. I would get so angry. There's someone like that now. I don't want to be mean to anybody. Patrick Bet David, perfectly nice guy, not the highest IQ guy in the world. Okay, nice person. Nothing against him personally. Is he a genius? Is he really smart? No, the guy's worth 400 million. I'm not worth 400 million. So there you go. There's a guy who is younger than me, not as smart as me, lower IQ than me, makes a lot more money than me. If he can do it, okay. And I'm not saying he's an idiot. I'm saying there are people in the world, I have met them. Some of you have met these people who make more than $10,000 a month. So what is that? 120,000 a year? Right. 120,000 a year? Just think through your life. Do you know anyone who makes more than 120,000 a year who's kind of stupid? I bet you do. There you go. What's your excuse? So you can do it. You can do it. There's a guy on the internet who makes he makes a six-figure income teaching people how to play one song on the piano. One song. His entire business is one song. He's on Reddit, I think. There's another guy who makes a seven-figure income, way more than 10K a month, showing men how to do handstands. That's all he does. 7 figures. My friend Igor showed me. I'm like, what the fuck? You're kidding. Does he really? Yeah. He's making 1.4 million a year or whatever he was making. Do you got to be smart to do that? Nope. Okay. So just realize you can do this, right? In addition to stupid people, there are lots of incompetent people who make more than $10,000 a month. There are millions of these people. I'm a business consultant. That's been most of my income in the past 30 years as an adult. Okay. I've worked with many companies. I've worked with many presidents, corporate presidents, CEOs, CFOs. I have seen the most incompetent, dumbass business owners you've ever seen in your life. And they're making well more than 120,000 a year. And they're incompetent as fuck. There are some things that I do that I'm reasonably incompetent in. Now, I've improved these things, but I've been making what I make now for quite a while. There's parts of business that I was not doing well. Still not 100% on. And I do just fine. You think I'm perfect? You see me make mistakes. I make all kinds of mistakes every day. Ask my team. Go to any one of my team, including Billy. Does Caleb ever fuck up, make mistakes, and then watch them laugh? Oh my God, all the fucking time. And I make way more than 10K a month. Way more. I'm not going to tell you what I make. I don't do that. But right. Next thing, $10,000 a month because of our inflation is not that much money. I know when you say $10,000 a month, if you're making $2,000, you're like, oh my God, that is so much money. It's not anymore. It was in 1985, 10,000 a month in 85. Dude, you were like a billionaire. Fuck, you're like, private jets and yachts in 85. Today, after you morons keep voting for the lesser of two evils for 35 years straight, nothing but Democrats and Republicans, or the non-American equivalent if you live outside the United States, and they print trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars whenever there's a problem. Now you have something called inflation, and now $10,000 a month isn't that much. It's not that big of a deal anymore. I just said 100,000 a year is middle class. And in many parts of the United States and the Western world, Europe too, certainly Europe, it's lower middle class. You're struggling at 100,000 a year. Go live in downtown London and have a girlfriend or a kid or two at $100,000 a year just for pounds. Or New York, good luck. Live in California. You psychopaths who still live in California. What are you doing? With those taxes and that cost of living, and you make $100,000 a year and you live in LA, good fucking luck. Glad I'm not you. All right. Now, some of you are saying, but Caleb, you don't understand. I live in a shithole country. I live in Bangladesh. I live in Paraguay. I'm here in Paraguay. I live in a country where no one has any money. As I've said 10,000 times, I only teach location-independent business models. So if you live in a shithole country, by your definition, not mine, if you live in Africa, if you live in parts of Asia, if you live in South America where no one has any money, great. What you do is you set up an online business in English and you sell to people who live in cities that are used to overpaying shit, like people who live in Los Angeles. Sell to them. You live in Paraguay, you live in Bangladesh, you live in Cambodia, you live in some parts of Eastern Europe, great. Sell to those morons who live in LA still. Sell to them. Sell to people who live in London. Sell to people in New York. Sell to people who live in Tokyo. Awesome. You only need 1 or 2 customers. You're making your 10 grand like this. So it doesn't matter where you live. And here's the beauty of those of you who live in lower end countries. I'm here in Paraguay. This is my second home. I'm here till October. You make $10,000 a month and you live in Paraguay, you're a god. You make $2,000 a month USD and you live in Paraguay, you're like one of the richest people in the entire country living in the nicest part of town like I am right now. You're living large at 2,000. You make 10,000, you make 5,000. But you make 10,000 a month living in parts of like Africa or like Central America, bro, you're like a billionaire. So don't use that as an excuse. Use it as a motivating factor. Oh, I got to hustle. We're long on time here. Boy, I may not be able to finish all this live stream. We'll try. Step 3. Here's where we get tactical. You only do the things that get you to $10,000 a month fast. This is not a training on how to get $10,000 a month someday in 20 years. This is a training on how to get $10,000 to $10,000 a month. I say a year, sorry, a month fast. So that means you only utilize business models that you get from zero to the money fast, which is what I've always done. You want $10,000 a month with the minimum number of customers or clients possible. This is one of the secret ingredients to what I teach. And very few people talk about this. It's not just that you want the money. It's you want the money with the minimum number of customers possible. Okay? So that means you don't do something like drop shipping. If you sell a thing on Amazon, a widget on Amazon, can you make $10,000 a month by getting 2 or 3 customers? No, you need hundreds of them. Okay, that's harder. I'm not saying you can't do it. It's harder. And if you know what's going on with Amazon, where they just say you have to charge the minimum price, if we find you somewhere else, charging it somewhere else, then we're going to disable the buy button on your pay. Fuck that. Or selling hard products. Again, it's harder to sell hard products because you need lots and lots of customers. I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money selling hard products. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's harder to do it faster. Okay? Or selling a $15 book. You write a book. I come out of the pickup artist world, and there were a lot of my old school pickup artist buddies 20 years ago, 50 years who did this. Hey, man, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to write a book. So this is my book. It's my $50 book. That's my business. I'm going to sell a $15 book. Now, I love books. I've written 8 of them. I've made millions, literally millions of dollars selling ebooks. I've done it. Okay. But your first business, get it 0 to 10,000 a month. Are you going to sell a $15 book? How many customers do you need to buy that $15 book to make your $10,000 a month? That's a lot. Good luck. Or like a $50 membership program. I love membership programs. God bless membership programs. Okay. But you're going to start a $50 a month membership program. And from no one knows who you are. You're going to get to 10K a month. How many people is that? Is that 200 people? Let's do the math again because I can't do this in my head. I didn't go to college. $10,000 divided by 50. Yeah, you need 200 people to pay you $50 a month every month when you're starting from zero. Good luck. That's a lot of work. So you don't want to do any of those things or things like that. If you want the money fast. Now, if you don't care, if you want to slowly build a big giant Elon Musk company in 20 years, then follow a different model. But if you're following this model, no. Don't sell anything with low margins. I've said this 10,000 times. I love these guys who say, I sell lawnmowers. What's the markup on that? Oh, 17%. Dude, kill me. I'm not selling something like that low margin. Then I need more customers. I don't want a lot of customers. I want a small number of customers because then I work less. The second piece of this is you want this something you can sell right now or close to it. So that means going back to writing a book. I'm going to write an ebook. How long is that going to take you? Probably take a year. Now, I've written 8 books. I can write a book in 3.5 months. I can write a 200-page book, literally, from sit down in the Word document with nothing on there to a book on Amazon. I can do it in 3.5 months. Now, I've written 8 books, and writing is my natural ability. When I was a little kid, and they said, Caleb, what do you want to be when you grow up? When everyone said an astronaut or a rock star, I said, I want to be a writer. That's something I come naturally. I got famous from writing a blog. Hello. So I'm good at this. But even me, so are you? Can you write a book, a kick-ass book in 3 months? Probably not if you're starting from zero. It's going to take you a year or longer. So you're going to wait a year to make any money? Not a good idea. Designing a custom app. A lot of you guys are into that. That's going to take you 2 years. Good luck. Good luck. Before you're making real money, profit, God, good luck. Doing a course. I love courses. I've sold many. They're great. How long is that going to take you to? Write out the course, plan out the course, record the course, edit the course, upload the course, set up all the stuff, set up the Teachable and the Udemy and the Kartra and the Kajabi. Can you do that next week? No. It'll take a long time. Books and courses are good secondary products to sell after you sell your main thing. Doing a custom SaaS thing, can't sell that now. That's down the road stuff. Step 4. And if Billy was here, she would really scream about this, and I don't disagree with her. B2B is generally better than B2C. This is a piece of advice in terms of getting from zero to money quickly. B2B means you're selling to businesses. B2C means you're selling to individuals. If you don't care, have a preference, you want to go B2B. B2B is better. Why? You can charge more money, a lot more money. If you're going to sell $5,000 things to humans, to individuals, or a $5,000 thing to businesses, $5,000 is nothing to a business. That's a lot of money to a person, right? I'm not saying you can't make money selling B2C. I've made millions selling B2C, but I got from zero to the money by B2B. I was a consultant. That's how I went from zero to the big money. And then once I had the money, then I went to B2C. That's what I did. You can get more customers more easily through referrals and things because they just sign up. They don't go, well, who is this guy? I need to do a bunch of research on this guy to make sure. Companies don't do that. They just hire you. You get less complaints from customers. You do. Trust me, you do. When I was a consultant for decades, getting a complaint was rare. Whereas if you have a B2C company and you have hundreds of customers, 2-3% are assholes and complain about all kinds of stuff. They I want my money back. And you just don't have that when you do B2B. So it's easier. You get bigger results from your customers. As a business consultant, I can come into your company and I can save you $2 million in a given year. I can do it. I've done it or more. Can I save you $2 million? You as an individual? You? No, you don't even make $2 million a year. You don't make $2 million a year. So no, I can't. So I get better results when I work in big companies, or at least companies. I get bigger results from my clients. Just the nature of the math. I'm not saying you can't make a lot of money selling B2C. You can. You can make $10,000 a month selling something quickly to B2C. You can, and I've done it. And I know a lot of people, a lot of buddies who do this. They make big fucking money selling B2C. That's fine. I'm saying it's easier for B2B. So if you don't have a preference, go to B2B. Some of you have an idea for a business or something you want to do badly, and you really want to do B2C. Fine. If that's where you want to be, that's fine. But I'm saying if you don't give a shit, B2B, not B2C. Step 5. Choose your weapon. And if you're familiar with my business content, this will be nothing new for you. You have 3 choices that adhere to all the prior things I just talked about in terms of selling something, getting from $0 to $10,000 as fast as you can. Number 1 is coaching. Either one-on-one coaching or coaching in a very small group, like 3, 4, 5 people. And that would be B2C. You're selling individuals. Being a niched coach. A niched coach. Please do not say I'm a life coach. Shoot me in the fucking head. That's not niched. Sorry. Please do not say I'm a fitness coach. Good luck. You're fucked. You better be micro niche if you're in anything in fitness. I would avoid fitness completely. You better be a doctor or something. You better in something insanely niched. So a very, very narrowly niched coach. I met a coach in London and he did He was a coach on how to, something with horses, something having to do with their feet. Some of you might know what this is. He coached people who owned horses on how to do something very specific with their feet. And he was making 300,000 a year, 300 pounds a year, because he was niched. Consulting, being a consultant, that is B2B. That's what I did. You're working with companies, a niched consultant, not I'm a sales consultant. That doesn't mean anything. That's not niched. You're focusing on a very narrow niche, or a service provider. It can be B2C or B2B. So coaching and consulting is showing them what to do. Service provider means we'll just do it for you. We'll just do it. Pay me and we'll do it for you. Awesome. One of those three. Pick one. Zero to the money faster than just about anything else you can sell with those three things. That's right. Coach or consultant, you may make money next week. We have a guy in the Business Builder. Is this his first client or his second customer? His first customer or second customer? I forget which one. I'll say it's the second one. $30,000. He's selling a service. Really, no, he's selling it more of a consulting / service. $30,000 in the Business Builder program. He had never started a business life, been an employee his whole life. Awesome. We have another guy, $14,000, his second customer. Can you do that selling an ebook? No, you can't. Now, I know you're serious. Well, I'm dumb. I don't know anything. I'm a moron. I have no skills. I'm 32 years old. I literally know nothing. Okay, dumbass. First of all, that's not true. I've said 10,000 times, if I sat down with you one-on-one, which I'm not going to do, if I sat down with you one-on-one and I drilled you for 2 hours, I asked you questions with the clipboard, I could come up with at least 2 marketable skills where you can make a 6 or 7 figure income on. You right now. You. So that is not true. But let's say you're just, I can't convince you. If you don't want to do it yourself, you can go on Upwork.com and hire technicians or specialists to do it for you. So you go get the client, he hires you, you bring in your little team or 1 or 2 guys, you have them do it, and you just make sure the client's happy with what they do. That's it. I've done this many times. You don't have to know how to do it yourself. It is easier emotionally and conceptually if you do it yourself. You don't have to. Step 6, again, this is me being a broken record. I've said this 10,000 fucking times. And some of you still don't want to hear this, but I'm right. You have to niche. Narrowly niche. You're not a fucking life coach. You are a coach who helps people. I'm working with a guy. I shouldn't say what he does. Okay, let me try to come up with a different example. You are a coach who helps women get off alcohol after a rough divorce. That's niche. You will make money. If you're just a life coach for women, you're going to never make it. You won't make shit. Niche, as narrow and crazy as you can. The more narrow, the better. Niche as narrow as you can. No niche is too small. Caleb, I'm worried my niche is too small. This is my statement. I've said this many times. I've said this publicly. I've said this in Business Builder. I have never seen a niche where you could make a 7-figure income from that niche. Not 10,000 a month, 7 figures. How much a month is 7 figures? Let's do that math for fun. I should know that number. I don't. $1 million a year, so it's $1 million divided by 12. Oh, of course, $83,000 a month. Right. Yeah. I've never seen a niche that was too small. You could make $80,000 a month. I've never seen it. It's not too small. I'm worried it's too small. It's not too small. Trust me. We do this in Business Builder. This is what you do. This is a hack to get from zero to the money quickly. You go to the niche. You don't say, hi, niche. I'm a life coach. I'm going to help you with your life. You don't do that. Hi, niche. I'm good at computers. I'm going to help you write software. Nope, you don't do that. You take yourself out of the equation and you go to the niche. You say, hey, niche. You talk to several people, not 1 or 2, several people in the niche. You say, what is your biggest problem, niche? And you shut the fuck up. You close your mouth and you listen to what they say. And if you hear them say the same thing over and over and over again, you now know that's their niche's biggest problem. Then your coaching, consulting, or service helps to solve or alleviate that problem. And now you barely have to market. We have people in the Business Builder program, many of them, where they do the niche research process. They ask the niche what their problem is, okay? They come up with their coaching, consulting, or service to help solve or alleviate that problem. They go right back to the people they called. They say, hey, you want to buy this? They go, yeah. Or even better, they will say, my biggest problem is this. Hey, do you have a thing that could help me with that? And they get hired right on the spot. They get clients right on the spot before they even have something ready. It's happened many, many times in the business builder. Not one or two guys. Many, many. You barely have to market when you're solving a problem people already have. See how that's different from, I'm an accountant, I'm going to do accounting. Who cares? It's not niched. Step 7, you leverage your current network. Again, Billy is really big on this. Bigger than I am on this. Once you have that solution, you contact everyone you fucking know. I told the story many times. My first full-time business way back in 1995, 6. I made a list of everyone I knew, everyone I'd ever known, everyone went to school with, worked with. I made a big list on a piece of paper with their phone numbers, and I called them all. You contact everyone. Social media, on Facebook, doesn't matter. Hey, I have this business where I help these people or this kind of company do this. So I help this niche accomplish this result. Do you know anyone like that? Do you have, you don't say, hey, do you know, you have a normal conversation like a normal human, you INTJs like me. Okay, when you're a robot INTJ, you have to pretend to be a human and say, hey, how's it going, man? Haven't talked to you in forever. And you have a little human conversation. And they, what are you doing? Well, actually, I started a company where I help this niche do this. Do you know anybody? Do you have 2, 3, 4 big paying customers in your current network right now? You don't do any marketing, but you got to call them. I'm scared to call people. Get some balls. Remember what was step 1? Step 1 was you made the decision to do this. Can't chicken out now. Okay. And I'm an introvert. I agree with you. Reach out first to second level contacts on your social media. LinkedIn is the best. Facebook is really good though. For reaching out to people you've known. I have the whole bunch of people on my personal Facebook page. Talked to this on my other channel. Who I went to high school with back in the late 80s. It's fun to watch them get old. They all look like my parents, even though they're my age. You reach out to them. Say, have a human conversation. You know, exes you dated. Fine, I've done that. I've done that for business purposes. I've done it. Then you reach out to the niche themselves. And then I already talked about this. Ask them a question about the problem, then you can circle right back and sell. We've had many people in the business builder do this. Many, many, many. Step 8, this should be the last step. Then when you have all that done, you've exhausted your network. Only when you've exhausted, then you market the shit out of your thing to your niche and nobody else. Number 1 most important function of any business, I've talked about this many times, is marketing, 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 marketing. Yes, operations is important. Yes, managing finance is important. Yes, quality control is important. These are also important, but the most important thing is marketing, because you have the best product in the world. If you have no marketing, you're going to go out of business. Whereas there are many companies on the Fortune 500 list that sell garbage. They sell garbage and they're making billions of dollars. Why? Because they're doing marketing. Okay? Marketing, 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 and or sales. You may not need to get on the phone and sell. Depends what you sell. Depends on what you're doing. Okay? Market the shit out of your business till you hit your 10K a month, which won't take very long if you've done all the prior 7 steps. Now, if you haven't done the prior 7 steps, it's going to take you years to get to 10K a month. But if you do everything I just said, you can hit that in several months, 6 months or less, a year. It's not long. It's not long. And again, I said, when you hit that 10K a month, watch what happens. Your income is going to go boom, way past 10K a month. You can do this for free. You can do this paid. So free method is cold calls and or cold DMs or a combination thereof. It's not fun. I don't like it, but it is easier if it's B2B because they're used to getting cold calls. Very hard to do cold calls on B2C. You do DMs. Another one is groups and forums. You sign up for groups, Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, forums, Reddit groups, things like that. In your niche, almost most niches have all kinds of groups and forums. Some of them you'll be shocked, including weird ones like guys with ED. I mean, there's all kinds of forum stuff and resources. You join those forums, you give content. You don't try to sell people in the forum, you'll get kicked off. You give content, you answer questions. And then when they say ask you questions, you can DM them and or friend request them. and say, here's it. By the way, I don't know if you're interested, here's a link to da-da-da. You send them a link. That's how I got started on the internet back in 2009 in the pickup artist world. I got big on the forums. And I said, well, there's money here. Let's turn this into a little business. That's how I got started. Didn't spend a penny. I didn't spend one penny on marketing until I was already making 6 figures on the internet. That's the truth. Took me a year or two with using a blog. Okay. But there you go. And of course, you can run ads if you have money. If you have money to spend, you run ads. Facebook and YouTube are the best right now. TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn are okay, depending on your niche. Where's your niche? Right? If your niche is young Western girls, Western women, you need to be on Snapchat. If your niche is women, you need to be on Pinterest. If you're a hardcore business niche, you need to be on LinkedIn. Go where your niche is. And there are catch-alls like YouTube is kind of everybody, sort of. There are lots of niches that are not on YouTube, though. Depends where you are. Okay. Lastly, don't worry about organic social media right now when you're getting from zero to the money quickly. Yes, you want to start a social media presence, but building a social media audience is long-term income, mid to long later, not now. That's a very big topic. I could do a whole live stream on that. I could do a whole podcast on this. You focus on money now and money later. That's what I do. Every month I focus on how do we get money in the door now, right now for cash flow, and then next month, and then how do I focus on getting money next year and the year after and the year after. So the next year after stuff is building a social media base, building a mailing list in your mailing list software. I just did a business builder session a few hours ago. Some of you were on this call. Well, what did I talk about? How your mailing list is the biggest asset in your business. We talked about a bigger list. That's a long-term play. So don't focus on that. Don't think for a minute you can start a YouTube channel or start an Instagram page and be making 10K a month in a few months. So that's not how social media works. I'm sorry. You got to get on the phone or run ads or do DMs through forums. Now, if you want to make 10K a month in 5 years, then maybe that'll work. Maybe. I hope you don't get banned off social media by saying anything that's not left. All right. One more quick thing, and I will get to your questions. I see a lot of them. Immersion. I have an immersion thing going on in November, and here's basically the change I made because enough of you asked me to do this. It was going to be you fly to Dubai and follow me around for 4 days, 12 hours a day in my personal life and my work life, and you shadow me for 4 days, and you have unlimited access to me for 4 days. But you had to come to Dubai. Enough of you said, can you just do this remotely somehow so I don't have to go to Dubai? Because that's a big flight, especially if you're in North America. I said, good point. So I've changed all this. And now it's way cheaper. So now it's normal people can do this. Before it was a lot of money. Now it's some money. So I've changed this now so it is remote. So the way this is going to work in November, starting November 7th, if you sign up for this, I'm going to live stream myself all day and all night. And a small group, those of you who sign up for this, will be part of that stream. You will see me do everything except like literally have sex. Can't do that. But you will see everything I do. In business appointments, you'll be streaming with business appointments. When I'm with my girls in Dubai, you'll see me with the girls. They'll talk to you. You can ask them questions. When I go work out at the gym, you'll see what I do there. I mean, everything. You can ask me any questions you want for 4 days straight, all day, all night, while I'm in Dubai, and you do it 100% remotely. You don't have to travel anywhere. So 4 days, 12 hours a day over streaming. I have not yet figured out what we're going to use for the streaming platform, but we'll have that figured out by November. I think I know, but I'm not sure. I'm letting my tech people figure this out. You will see everything. I will show you what's on my screen. I might just share my screen as I'm working. And I will describe everything I'm doing. You'll see all my spreadsheets, all my financial data. Now, you will not see my investments. There's a few things I can't show you. There's a handful of things I can't show you. I can't show you proprietary client information, but everything else, you'll see everything I'm working on. You'll see literally how I work every day. You'll see my screen. Matter of fact, you'll have to sign an NDA because I'm going to show you some shit no one has seen. Like no one has seen. Shit my wife hasn't seen. Financial shit, business stuff, because she doesn't care. For 4 days straight. And you can say, hey, Caleb, wait, why are you doing that? You can ask me questions whenever you want for 4 days straight, 12 hours a day into the evening. Not just my work life, my personal life too. Everything, if you know what I'm saying. Stuff I can't say on this channel. Unlimited access to me for 4 days. I'm also throwing in as a bonus, if you sign up for this, you will get a 2-hour business session with Billy. Billy is very, very expensive. You get her free, 2 hours, whenever you want. 2-hour remote coaching session with her. Also, I'm throwing this in as a bonus. If you sign up for this, you get a $1,000 coupon that you can use toward the 90-day business builder. If you've already been through business builder, you can use it for something else. Any of the services, coach events, stuff that I'm doing. There's an expiration date on the voucher. You can't wait 6 years and use it, but you've got it, $1,000 off. So in a way, you can deduct $1,000 from this program in terms of the real cost. This was $8,000 when I had people fly to Dubai, but now that it's all remote, I have to manage a bunch of people and cars and logistics, and I can make it way cheaper now. It was $8,000. Now it's $2,997. Cheap for 4 days. For masterminds, I charge $2,000 for me for half a day. This is 4 days, and it's just another $1,000. And you got until November to do it. And it's remote. You have to go anywhere. I may never do this again. We're going to do this as a test if you guys like this, because a lot of you asked me to do something like this. Called Caleb's Business and Life Total Immersion. You need to go to www.caleb. You got to type www.caleb.top/shadow. I'll put that in the thing here. www.caleb.top/shadow. There is a deadline. I think the deadline's in October. It's on the website. Go look. There is a deadline. You can't wait to the last minute to sign up for this. Sorry. There is also a limited number of humans I can have for this. If I have 5 people watching me 24/7 and they ask me questions, that's fine. But if I had 20 people, that would get unruly. So I don't know what the number is. I got to figure this out. There's a limited number of slots. Once that number is hit, I got to turn this off. And I'm sorry, you can't do this unless I do it again next year. And if I do it again next year because it's successful, I'm raising the price. So if either we will never do this again, or I will do it again, but it'll be more expensive. Because either not enough people will sign up for this and I won't do it again, or too many will sign up, which means my price is too low. That's how capitalism works. Ding, ding. So caleb.top/shadow, if you have any interest on this, it's totally remote. You can be anywhere you want. And you don't have to sit there literally. The website explains this. You don't sit there literally for 12 hours staring at me. That'd be a little weird. My point is you can check in and check out whenever you want. You do whatever you want. You just got a 12-hour window. And I'll let you know kind of an agenda of every day before the day begins, or the next day. Tomorrow I'm going to do this from this to this. I'm going to do this, this. I'm going to see so-and-so. And you can kind of make your decision on what you want to do. And we can do coaching and do whatever you want for those 4 days. I have a feeling I'm undercharging for this, but it's a test, so we'll see what happens. Cool. Okay. All righty. Well, let's get to your questions. How are we doing on time? Oh, a little over, but not bad. Okay, hang on. Okay, rewinding the questions. Hang on. Let's see. Have you heard about Putin's decree for granting Russian residency to foreigners? I have not. What is it? By the way, I did look at Russia as a potential place to get a passport because it is possible there because of the nature of the government there. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So I looked at it. I also know a lot of Russians, mostly women, who have some inroads. So I looked at it, but I'm like, But I looked at it. So, okay, hang on. Where can I buy the new version of your book that was released this year? Not available yet. We're working on it. I promise as soon as it's all done, it has to be done on Audible and Amazon. And then that's when we do our relaunch and open it permanently. So I got to get it on Audible and Amazon. They're slow. We're doing that now. And a few other things, and I will let you know. My guess is about another month or two, but soon. It has to get done. So it's been bugging me for a long time. Should have been done a while ago, but I got sick and my schedule got weird. How did the students of your 500K accelerator program do? The ones that did the work kicked ass. We had several people who literally quit their jobs in that program. And just like Business Builder, the ones that didn't do anything didn't get any results. Are you speaking as a solopreneur, or do you need a team to make 10K a month? Good question. You can do 10K a month as a solopreneur. You can. 120,000 a year is possible. Yes. You might need maybe someone to help you on the technical side of certain things. Yes, you can. You don't need a team to make 10K a month. More than 10K, when you're up to like 200, 300, 400, 500K, you're going to need people to help you. But you can do 10K a month by yourself, you bet. You say men are dumb and women are crazy. Correct. That is correct on both. So what current thing is the almighty Caleb doing that's dumb, LOL? Good question. I do dumb shit that is minor. So when you're a man, this is really a topic on their channel, but I'll answer it here. When you are a man, you have to realize you're stupid. So you're not going to not be stupid. You're a guy. Your brain is stupid. You're designed very simply as compared to a woman. So what you do is you channel your stupid into little dumb things that don't matter. Like I'm in this apartment by the way, I found an apartment, a permanent year-round apartment. I found one. We're closing right now. So in about 2-3 weeks, I'll move into my new apartment. I'll do a whole video. I can't wait. I'm very excited. But in this Airbnb apartment, I've got a problem with little ants in the kitchen. And you got to get certain things to kill ants, and they're hard to find here in Paraguay. I went, fuck it. So I've been living with these ants for a few weeks. That's dumb. But does that hurt my financial life? No. Does it hurt my weight? No. Does it affect my woman life? No. Does it affect any of you? No. So do dumb things that are little. Instead of big dumb things like marry the wrong woman, which is what men do, or start the whole wrong business, I'm going to be a life coach. Those are big dumb things. Do dumb things, make sure they're little. I do lots of dumb things, but they're all little. Have you used Google Pay in Dubai or Paraguay? Yes, in both, a lot. Don't you mind telling us a little bit about the community? Don't you mind telling us about the community you've created in Paraguay? I have not created it. It's mostly Billy who's created it. I'm just a part of it. The community that I'm involved in is a lot of people from the Netherlands. There's a big Netherlands chunk down here. There's a big group of Germans down here. And more people are coming down here because of us. Our events get bigger and bigger down here. So you're talking about the real estate community. That's something that's going to take several years to do. Billy and I are looking at land. We're looking at farmland. We're looking at apartment buildings. We're looking at a number of things. That's a long-term project. It's not going to happen anytime soon. What you want to do is join our Get Residency in Paraguay service or Get to Know Paraguay, which is a lot cheaper. And we'll plug you into the community. And you start building friendships and contacts down here. It's great. Billy has this giant community already set up. I had to hire a personal assistant here in Paraguay, interviewed 3 people, hired one last week. And it was from that Billy's community. He's awesome. His name's Julio. He's great. I currently earn 35K pounds in my job. Are there options to pay installments for your courses? For a business builder, yes. I realize you can is the hardest part for me. I think by starting at a few grand, it would seem possible. Yeah, and that's the hardest part for most people. And yes, it does help. I've said this in Business Builder, but I've said this publicly too. The first customer you get's the hardest one. When you get that first customer to pay you like $1,000 or even $500 or $1,500, or in some cases, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. We had one guy last year, his first client was $5,000. Okay. When you get that money, you're like, oh, wow, people are going to pay me. Okay. Oh, I guess I can do this. So it does help. Yeah, you bet. People like Patrick Bet David and Cenk Uygur are pretty stupid. I don't think Cenk is stupid. I don't think Cenk has a low IQ. I think Cenk is irrational and emotional, like Alex Jones. He screams and rants and gets mad. I don't think Cenk is a lower IQ. I think Patrick. But at the same time, they are really likable. Correct. That's correct. Charm and charisma can get you further than you think. Absolutely. I know a lot of dumb people who are very charismatic. They get very far in life. You betcha. Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you seen the documentary, The Last Dance? Or any other Michael Jordan documentary? I only peripherally, when other people are watching it, I don't relate to sports very well. So those examples aren't motivational for me. My motivational examples are business examples. Guys like Brian Tracy and Dan Kennedy, guys who are poor and homeless, or even like Stallone, who was fucking homeless. I mean, I like those. So I haven't. I'm sure they would help, but I just don't relate well to sports. Are these incomes one-offs, like the 30K student? If so, is that not a problem? I don't know what you mean, but one-off? What do you mean by a one-off? I don't understand what you mean by that. Are you using StreamYard for a presentation? Yes. Who are the best businesses to target as an email copywriter to hit this goal? Way too general of a question. There's about 100,000 niches you could choose from. Pick one. Citrus spray works to kill ants. Yeah, I'm in Paraguay. Good luck finding it. I'm trying to find baking soda. You guys, I'm in Paraguay. It's hard to find those kind of things. And I didn't think I'd need baking soda in Paraguay, so I brought it down to the USA. We'll find it. You can get it. That's what my personal assistant is for. He's getting all that stuff for me now. How long should you work in a business without making any money before trying something else? My general answer to that question, there's no hard and fast answer. My general average answer is 18 months, year and a half. And work on a business means you're working on the business, marketing it. It doesn't mean you're working on your blog. It doesn't mean you're fucking with your website. It doesn't mean you're thinking about it. Because a lot of you guys, well, I've been thinking about this for 6 months. That's not working on it. Marketing it. You've been actively marketing it for a year and a half and made no money. Unlikely. Not asking where you live specifically, but which areas of the Sunshine are best to rent an apartment, assuming you've hit 10K a month. 10K a month, go anywhere you want, bro. You could build your own house with a fucking fence, a walled mansion. You could build anything you want, 10K a month. My favorite neighborhoods are Iquisati and Villamora, but there's 3 or 4 others that are pretty good. But shit, if you're making 10K a month, go out in the country. Get out of Asuncion, dude, and build a big mansion. I'm telling you, you're a billionaire if you make 10K a month in Paraguay. Jesus Christ. 10K USD a month. The average person in Paraguay who has a job, a lot of them don't, who has a real full-time job, makes about $400 a month. And that's considered reasonably decent. One of my friends here in Paraguay that I can't talk about in this channel, she's making 6 million guaranis a month. So that's about, I don't know. That's about $500-600 a month. And that's like awesome. Like, wow, you make a lot of money. So you make $10,000 a month in Paraguay? Holy fucking shit. How did you figure out making that 40% of your job salary is enough to quit your job, especially factoring drugs and health benefits and all? Drugs and health benefits. Health benefits are not relevant unless you have chronic health conditions, and most human beings don't. If you have a chronic health condition that costs a lot of money a month, then yes, you got to factor that in there, which I don't. Odds are low you have a chronic health condition that costs you lots of money per month. My wife, Pink Firefly, has a reasonably serious chronic health condition she's had most of her life, and even that doesn't cost a lot of money. So it's not like, what about my health insurance? Get your own health insurance, get an HSA account, talk about that prior lectures. Are you still in your empire building phase? Oh, fuck yes. Hardcore, bro. Or have you transitioned to the actualization phase? The goal, I remember reading that you'll start your actualization in your early 50s. That's right. Any change in your plan? No. April of 2026 is when the goal is to move into that phase. 2024 was the last year I said I would promise to make Alpha Male 2.0 content. And that's still true. But my phase change happens. The goal is April of 2026. So that means I got to hit it fucking hard, and I am in my empire. I am in the white hot heat of my empire building phase more than I've ever been in my entire life because I'm at the end. So no, that has not changed. For what it's worth, if Patrick, Bet, David, and Cenk have made it and achieved their own goals, they're smart enough. Yeah, they were smart enough. That's my point. You don't need to be smart to make a lot of money. There are morons who make millions. There's a lot of people in my audience. Some of you have said this. Well, the only way you can make a lot of money is if you're really smart. Elon Musk. And I've said many times, no. Most smart people, it's called a LISIG, low-income smart guy. Most smart people I know don't make shit. Elon Musk is a weird outlier. Most really smart guys don't make dick for money. The guys who kick ass in business are ones that are like average to high average intelligence levels. Being really smart can be a disadvantage in business because you worry about everything. Well, what if this and what if that and what if this and what if that? And you think yourself to death. Now, if you're really smart and you take a lot of action, I'm pointing at myself. If you have a higher than average IQ and you take massive action, you're unstoppable. That's why I do so well. But most guys are really smart, sit around and think about shit all day. Well, what about this? And what about that? Well, look at this article. Get to work, dumbass. Can you go on a rant why marketing is the most important thing in your business? I don't need to go on a rant. It's what I said. You can do everything wrong in your business and do great marketing and make a lot of money. You can do everything perfectly in your business except not market and go out of business. There you go. No rant needed. If that's the literal fact. Dispute what I just said. And I know examples of companies who do everything wrong except they have good marketing or most everything wrong, and they make a lot of money. And I've known a lot of companies who were selling something awesome, who had a great team, but they didn't market because they didn't want to, because I went to college. I don't market. I don't get on the phone and do sales. Excuse me. I went to college. I went to Oxford. And they don't market and they go to business. Not sure you addressed this, but do you mean 10K revenue or 10K profit? 10K income, which means pre-tax profits. That means profit in your pocket before taxes. Thank you for bringing that up. $10,000 a month, income for you. That is profit for you, but you haven't paid taxes yet. If you're smart, you're doing 5 flags in addition to doing this. So you pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% of your total taxes, like I do, instead of saying 40, 50, 60, 70%, like most Westerners. But that's up to you. Call me crazy. I want to pay half my income in taxes. Call me crazy. What will the baseline income for happiness be measured when the US dollar loses its value? Whatever the new current lead is at that point. Will it be gold? Will it be Chinese renminbi? Will it be Bitcoin? We don't know. All of that's pretty bad. Maybe gold, but gold will be bad too. And do you mean 10K per month consistently? Yes, that's what I mean. Or can some months be more or less as long as it adds up to 120K at the end of the year? No. Good question. Some of you have weird businesses that are seasonal, where for 4 or 5 months, like January, February, March, you make no money. And then in summer, you make a big mountain of money. And then so June, July, August, you're rich. And then September, October, no, you don't make very much. No, I mean 10K a month every month. So your brain says we're getting 10K a month every month. I am not saying you make zero or very little, and then 3 months a year you make a mountain like a farmer. I'm not talking about that. So the answer is no. Will you have an in-person version of the immersion program? I don't think people are interested in flying all the way to Dubai to do that. I just saw it. So no. Based on what I've seen in the audience, there is not a demand for this. If you want to, send me an email. It will cost more money, though. If I have to dick with you in real life, it's going to cost me more money. It's going to be more money. But I'm open to it. Thoughts on the new MProx thing? I have no idea what that is. I don't pay attention to the news in most cases. Hello, Caleb. What platform for streaming will you be using for your total immersion shadow program? I do not know yet. It's one of 3. It's not up to me. It's up to my tech team. But what I will guarantee is it'll be something that is mainstream, that'll be usable on any device. Not some weird thing you have to fuck with. It'll be a mainstream thing that you'll have easy access to. Or else I won't use it. Hang on a second. Let's see, where are we here? Marketing brings in customers, however good or bad your product is, no customers, no business. Correct. I mean this. I've worked with a lot of companies that were good companies run by good people who were selling good stuff that really helped their niche. And they went out of business because they didn't market, or they didn't know how, or they were scared to. I mean, I'm even talking about, Dan Kennedy's talked about this. I'm even talking about restaurants. Mom and pop restaurant, that's an amazing restaurant where the service is amazing, the food is amazing, location amazing. And if they had just gotten on the phone and made some cold calls and sent some direct mail and letters, and so that they could have turned around, but they didn't do it. So went out of business. I recently become friends with a multimillionaire I play paddle with in New York. How should I navigate this relationship to potentially collaborate or work with him in the future? I'm in med school. You just tell him right now. I'm direct about this stuff. Hey, I want to work with you. Here's some ideas I have. What do you think? I'm direct about that stuff. That's me. What do you tell someone that understands they want 5 flags, but they absolutely love where they live in the U.S., close to family, has kids? You can't convince people. When guys on the channel talk about how do I convince this guy not to marry this girl, or how do I convince this guy about non-monogamy, you can't convince people. Sorry. I have entire videos you can send in my videos on what to do if you have family and how that's not an excuse and there are ways around that. But that's not going to convince them either. Does the actualization phase mean total retirement? Absolutely fucking not. You shift your focus from building your empire to building you. It's the opposite of retirement. Retirement is insanity. No. Any ideas what you'll be doing daily? I know exactly what I'll be doing daily. Yeah, I know exactly. I don't want to talk about it. It's a big topic. I know exactly what I'll be doing. Paraguay or Uruguay? They are both amazing. There are pros and cons to each. The primary difference is Paraguay is cheaper, but more rough and less infrastructure. I'm having trouble finding baking soda. You will not have that problem in Uruguay. Uruguay is much higher. Uruguay is much more like Mexico. You can find everything. More economically solid. And it has an ocean, has a beach. Paraguay doesn't have a beach. They have lakes and a river, but it's a landlocked country. So it's really your preference. Uruguay is also really close to Buenos Aires, which is a good place for a party. So. Where will your US dollar go furthest in South America? The lowest end countries. So that would be what? Paraguay, Bolivia, probably Paraguay or Bolivia, or Suriname, one of those three countries up there no one thinks about. French Guiana, one of those in lower end countries. Mpox means monkeypox virus. I have not heard about this. I don't think I care. I think you're one of those people I'm going to say, watch less news. You're wrong, Caleb. Patrick Beck-David is very smart, very socially smart, though. That's not what I was referring to. I'm not talking about EQ. I'm talking about IQ. Yes, he has very strong social skills. Correct. For someone who is starting out, how much money do you think should go to marketing? You can do marketing for free. I started for free. It doesn't cost you anything to go on to do DMs, cold calls, or forums. And you can make money, big money from those things. It takes a little longer, but you can. You don't need any money. If you're going to run ads, yeah, you're going to need, I don't know. You'll get different opinions from different people. $1,500 a month, maybe, to get started, I would say. You don't need that, though. Sorry, relating to the question I asked above, I am that guy. I'm not going to convince you, am I? Then I'm not going to convince you. I enjoy living here physically. If I can only diversify flags, I'm mostly living here. Okay, I've told you the answer. Set up an international backup plan. You can stay there. So if you're in the United States, pick Armenia, pick Mexico, pick Paraguay, pick Dubai. You can pick some other countries outside of our zones. You know what? You can pick Philippines, pick another country, go there, spend a week there, see if you like it. If you like it, go get residency there. You can use one of our services or do it yourself. Harder to do it yourself. Get residency there. Get a storage unit there. Get a bank account there. Put some money in there. Get to know the lay of the land. And then make sure you renew your residency if it's temporary. Eventually get permanent residency. Now you're covered. Now you can live in the United States. And now you have somewhere to go when the United States or Canada or Europe collapses in your lifetime. It's fine. You don't have to move. You don't have to leave. I think you should. I think you're safe if you don't, but that's my personal opinion. But you have to have at least a backup plan. And if you don't want to do that, you're fucked. And most people don't. And most people are fucked. Most people in the West are fucked. With what's coming, collapse the Western world and the AI bloodbath that's coming, the 10-year time zone of brutality I've talked about in prior podcasts, fucked. Bye. I have a family in Uruguay. Would you recommend I join them and run my game business from there? Of course, I would recommend that. If you live in the collapsing West, yes, I would absolutely recommend that. Have you figured out what fifth country will be for your Get Residency programs? This is not an official announcement. I will make an official announcement soon. I have handed over all of my residency programs to Billy's company. So they, instead of being handled by my holding company, DCS International, it will be held by Boss Cooperative. So now that is her decision, not mine. I'll still be involved. I'll still be there. There won't be any difference. I'll still be there. But Billy's now going to take ownership of those events and those services. So it's up to her. My recommendation would be Philippines. And Philippines or maybe Bali. Philippines would be mine. we're up to me and it's not up to me anymore, Philippines would be the 5th country. Where else did you consider setting up a flat in Latin America, if anywhere? I looked at a lot of places. I looked at Colombia. I looked at Argentina, Chile. So I looked at Chile, Colombia, and Argentina. I like all 3 of those countries. I like Colombia the best by far. I fell in love with Paraguay. I love Paraguay. I love it. And Paraguay is way off the beaten path. No one knows about it. No one cares about it. If there's a world war or an economic collapse or a worldwide collapse or AI, Paraguay will be fine. Colombia should be fine, but Paraguay will be fine. So I like that. And it's super fucking cheap. And I am, unlike many of you, hyper flexible. If Paraguay's has broken roads and, you can't find baking soda and it's boring and there's nothing to do because there are no clubs and bars, there are, but it's a boring place for you guys like to go party. None of that bothers me. I like it. I don't care. I like the people here. I love the women here. Like the weather here when I'm here. It's too hot in their summer. But anyway, you mentioned organic and paid market. You mentioned organic and paid marketing. Any thoughts on affiliates and partnerships? Partnerships, no. Affiliates are a great idea. Will you have someone take over your Altitude 2.0 content next year? No, I'm just going to change the nature of what I'm doing. I'll talk about that soon. I bought the Mastery Bundle. I have completed the last payment. Still haven't received the link to your courses. Where should I email? theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. theonlyblackdragon@gmail.com. We'll fix you up. All right. A few more questions. I got to run here. www.caleb.top/shadow. If you want to hang out with me virtually all day long for 4 days in November. Never did anything like this. Illegal aliens in the USA all have a country to get away to, and you don't. That's right. We live in an era where the bad guys won. And in an era where the bad guys won, the people who break the rules get more benefits than the people who follow the rules. That is correct. Because the bad guys won. We're in the world of the graphic novel that I read many years ago called Wanted by Mark Miller. I've talked about this. They made a movie about this starring Angelina Jolie that is terrible, nothing to do with the comic. Don't watch that movie. But the graphic novel is basically all the supervillains won way back in the 80s, and they just wiped everybody's brains and all the computers and all that stuff to convince the world that they didn't. So they don't know, but they live in a world where the bad guys won. And that's why they have all these stupid wars and crime and bailouts of billionaire bankers. That's why the bad guys won. That's where we live. We live in the timeline where the bad guys won. A lot of that is your fault. You kept voting for people like Trump and Mitt Romney and John McCain and Barack Obama and Hillary. So I didn't vote for these people. But anyway, so you're right. You're right. Which live stream did you talk about the upcoming 10-year bloodbath? The last AI live stream I did. Go through my live stream /podcasts in reverse chronological order, starting with this one. The last one I did on AI, I said, look, this is the final AI one I'm going to talk about. I went through in detail about this. Go listen to that and then be horrified. Being able to live in Latin America, Southeast Asia, by far the dominant reason I want to pursue remote income. Great. I agree with you 100%. And I love both those. Southeast Asia and Latin America are both fan-fucking-tastic for different reasons. Love it. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome. If you made your money outside Paraguay, if you make your money outside of Paraguay, you should, then there's no taxes, unless you're doing something unusual. How do you keep the money coming in if the rest of the world collapses? Depends on where the money is coming from. So my objective is to have 60%. I've said this many times. I want 60% of my total income. Now, I have several companies and many income streams and investments. I got a lot of stuff going on, okay? So 60% of all my income from all those sources, I want 60% to not come from the collapsing trifecta, United States, Canada, and Europe. So I only want 40% of my income long-term to come from Canada, United States, and Europe. So if you add up all that income, that should only represent 40%. The other 60% comes from outside the collapsing Western world. So if the Western world collapses, I lose 40% of my income. I'm fine. As I've said many times, instead of being, I will be inconvenienced, you guys will be fucked. I'd rather be inconvenienced than fucked. So that's what I'm doing. And I won't lose all 40%. I'll lose, 80% of the 40%. So whatever that is. So I'll be okay. Caleb, can you please help me quit my stupid job? Yes. Go to the 9-Day Biz Builder. We'll get you out of that job in less than a year. sometimes less than 6 months. I work with AI. I am in Canada, and everyone will lose their jobs soon to AI. How would you recommend for the average worker to maintain an income in the coming collapse? You could go watch that. Go watch that AI video I did. Okay. What I basically said was, you start a business where AI will replace you last. And what I just talked about in this presentation, coaching, consulting, or a service. What am I doing right now? I am publicly, really me, giving you highly niched information. So if AI replaces everybody, I get replaced last. If you write content for Instagram posts, or if you're an attorney, you're going to get replaced, or you're a truck driver, you're going to get replaced first. You want to be replaced last, if ever. So the stuff that I'm doing, 80, 90% of stuff that I'm doing, I will be replaced last. I will be the last man standing, if ever. Those are only the people who think AI will replace all of us. Some people say, no, AI is not going to replace all of us. It'll replace some of us. Great. Then it'll never replace you. So if you are a niched coach, consult, or service provider, your odds are pretty damn good. If you're an accountant, an attorney, your days are numbered. Time to switch. Yeah. All right. I got to go. Let's see. 1 or 2 more questions here. Have you ever helped professionals start location-independent businesses where they use their skills and knowledge, but not practice? I don't understand that question. It makes no sense to me. When is your next live stream on YouTube? As I've said many times, please write this down, everybody. All my live streams are 1 p.m. EST, Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays is Unchained CEO, which is business in 5 flags. Wednesdays is Alpha Male 2.0, freedom focused lifestyle design for men. So my next live stream will be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST. You're on point. However, you should acknowledge what I said about Kamala versus Trump. What did you say about Kamala versus Trump? I didn't see that. Any considerations when cold calling high net worth solo practitioners as opposed to businesses and B2B? You just need to consider your call. You need to configure your call script for that audience. That's all. That's it. You configure your call script, what you say, the order which you say it, to that person. I'm relatively junior in my field, but I do have actual real world skills. Do most of your customers have a certain good level of experience, or have we worked with everyone? I have worked with everyone. We've worked with people who are complete morons that had no experience doing anything. We worked with young guys in early 20s who made it work. Yeah. And we worked with people with skills. And worked with people with skills who didn't use it because they hired someone else to do it. As a game designer, I will be one of the last to go. I don't know if you'll be the last to go. You'll be probably in the middle to go. If you're a game designer, AI can design games. It can write code. So I don't know if you're the last to go. You're in the middle group to go. There's the first to go, there's the middle group to go, and there's the last to go. I think you're in the middle group, but I could be wrong. But not everyone can do that. There is a way to get AI to work for us and not just make audiobooks straight. Yeah, sure. Kamala will nosedive us. I said that. Yes, Kamala will accelerate the collapse. That is correct. What kind of AI? Generative AI like ChatGPT has peaked. Do you see something else in AI being a threat? Please, all of you guys ask it. I answered all these questions already. Go back through my videos on YouTube or my podcasts. I talk about the one that has AI in the title. I think it was about 2 months ago. I answered all these questions in great detail. I want to repeat them all here. Cool. All right. Trump will flatline us based on based upon the status quo. Trump will also accelerate the collapse. I talked about that in great detail 2 or 3 live streams ago. You guys are bringing things up I've already covered in prior live streams. Is Colombia a good... Okay, last question. I got to go. Is Colombia a good international backup plan? Yes, they are fantastic. I want to live the Playboy lifestyle. Colombia is good for that. But I hear they target men who act like that. That is, you are reading too much stupid news. That is 2% rule stuff. Don't be stupid and actually go there instead of making decisions based on a scary article you've read. You're falling into the I read a scary article trap. You will be fine in Colombia if you don't do anything stupid. If you go to Colombia, I've said this 10,000 times on the channel. If you go to Colombia and you hire a hooker and bring her to your apartment and get drunk and spend the night with her, you're a moron. Yes, you'll wake up with no money. Yeah, and no kidney. Yeah, don't do that. I've been all over the world and never a problem. Not once, because I'm not stupid. All right. Thanks, guys. I will see you if you want the man info, dating, relationships, and all that good stuff. I will see you at 1 p.m. EST on the Alpha Male 2.0 channel. Have fun.